The ship was in a dire state. She was really collapsing into her dry dock, and of course nobody really wanted to visit.
She was badly fire damaged, no floors, biggest pigeon loft in the South End and biggest rat run.
This was a closed parcel of land, so the previous owner was a farmer and he didn't allow any public access. There were no public rights of way, nothing.
It was challenging, difficult, wasn't much activity.
Bowness was really rather a depressed community, suffering from the cessation of its industrial and trading past.
If there aren't young people being taught the skills, well then they'll just die.
It felt like a huge burden and an insurmountable mountain to climb.
We transformed the ship by preserving her in a very, very dry environment, but making her appear to be afloat, ready to sail to New York. The economic impact has been considerable, about £9 million every year into the local economy, lots and lots of jobs.
It's made the ship sustainable. It's given us the confidence to keep on trying new things.
The ship, which really is now considered to be a national treasure, it's secured her future. It's now become an iconic masterpiece for Bristol to be proud of.
Some of the projects that we've been working with that HLF have supported include the Polish Heritage Project.
Everything was collated together so that it was a concise archive.
Project Pigeon, which is about the heritage and history of the pigeon fancier and pigeon racing community.
You find out different things about people's lives. People are like time capsules really. They really have a lot of stories to tell.
These projects have really placed a lot of the groups on the map.
The Riverside Museum is a fantastic facility here in Glasgow, and we have visitors coming from all over the world.
Some weekends we're getting about 5,000 or 6,000 people in per day.
You can investigate and learn about and enjoy the objects through the people, through the films, through people's voices.
It's a kind of shared vision of intergenerational stories of the people of Glasgow and the people of Scotland. It couldn't have happened without HLF.
Whitworth's been here in Manchester since the 1880s. It's a collection of fine art, of textiles. The Heritage Lottery Fund supported the development of our collection.
Here at the Whitworth, it's the largest collection of wallpapers outside of London.
They've also been the major supporter for the expansion of the gallery out into the park and connect to the community.
So they can actually come look at the exhibitions that are on, but also have space in this lovely kind of creative environment.
We're in Blaenavon in the World Heritage Site.
And we're on the site of the 1840s coal mine of Hill Pits.
I think it's important we do our best to try and maintain these walls for the future generation.
The forgotten landscape is rebuilding the past, which will be lost without schemes like this.
Some people that get involved in this scheme may even go on to have changed careers and learn new skills.
The Lottery Fund gave the resources, so we were able to deliver the ambitions that we'd had.
This is Mansfield Park, it's an inner London park. HLF has helped us to have a very successful project, the regeneration of all the heritage buildings. We've got a new playground, a new 1 o'clock club, a new cafe, we've got the greenhouse back in action.
That we've been able to create an environment where we've got more volunteers.
These spaces are incredibly important to people's quality of life.
A park like this does bring people together.
Abbotshall Farm is around 650 acres. We have a working arable farm here, permanent coastal pasture, coastal realignment scheme.
And while putting 5 breaches in the sea wall, we used to grow barley on these marshes. Now we grow birds, fish, we grow invertebrate in the mud.
Nature has recolonised this land naturally. Without help from HLF, we wouldn't have been able to purchase this site in the first place.
Some of the vessels that we've got, they're the last of their kind. It's important that these boats are brought back to life and possibly given another chance to do something else.
The money coming in from the Heritage Lottery Fund is actually enabling jobs that wouldn't get done to be tackled. And we're bringing young people in and trying to teach them the skills. It's going to be nice to bring in the next generation of enthusiasts.
We pass these skills on and then the skills are out there in the marketplace.
there's an underrepresentation of people from black and minority ethnic groups and from disabled groups. We wanted to be able to give opportunities for those people to get experience, to learn the skills and to actually come out with a qualification.
I'm really grown in confidence. I've learnt new skills. I'm doing things now I didn't think I could have been doing what I got a year ago.
I'm more interested in learning different artefacts, doing deaf tours, and it's changed my life basically.
St Paul's Old Forge was built in 1878 in the heart of London's East End. The church by the 1990s was in a pretty desperate state, and the Heritage Lottery Fund money enabled us to put a new roof to create a beautiful space which can be flexibly used by the whole community.
Now houses a cafe, meeting rooms, a community space, therapy rooms. It's a place where people meet and sit together.
Bo'ness is an interesting little town. It is in fact Scotland's third port.
Buildings that have been brought back into use has been fantastic for the town.
The Hippodrome is Scotland's first purpose-built cinema. The Heritage Lottery Fund got involved to restore it to its perfect condition.
The knock-on effect has been new businesses have opened. Investing in historic buildings means that they can become operational spaces, and you need staff to work in them, and that creates jobs and investment.
Florrie was built in 1889. Its primary function was a place of recreation for young boys of the area. Wherever I go, I have to say that the HLF held our hands and they've never let go. She was once a beauty. She's back to being a beauty again.
When I came in and I looked around and tears were coming down my eyes. That's how much it meant.
I think that the Heritage Lottery Fund has been one of the most significant things that have occurred in Britain in the last 2 decades.
Without that HLF funding, it would have just been so much harder to actually get the programme off the ground.
The changes to this building will set us up for the next 100 years, and Heritage Lottery Fund encouraged us to think in that time frame.
Having HLF and the other partners and their support was extremely important to it, encouraging us to get on with it.
There's a real buzz about the place now. Things are happening. People are recognising that we're doing things that are making a difference.
And certainly in the local projects, they've helped make things happen which would never, ever have happened.